Hey there, where am I going? You can't see, but I'm on an exercise bike. I can see now I look like I'm wiggling around back and forth a little bit. Can you hear? Maybe you can hear, I'm on the exercise bike. I've actually just taken a photograph of the setup. I've had to put the laptop on my big seed box to raise it up, and I've got I was talking about, I can't show you now, I'll show you next time. It's like a big magnifier that you can put a phone or a tablet behind to magnify, say if you're watching a film or something like that. So I've put that over the comment section. But to angle it right, because I'm up here, I've had to put two boxes of like magnetic words underneath to get the angle of that. I can only see my message that I've typed, which is quite near the bottom. So I've got to keep my eye on the comments because I can't see the top of the comments from here. So as a message comes up, I'm going to have to read it quick, or I'm going to have to really lean forward. I can just see the other thing above it there. The palav. And so my room is chaos because I've got a little bar table here. I've got my drink in case I need it and a few bits and pieces. And obviously the chair I normally use is normally in front of here. I need to be back so I can angle the magnifier. So my chair's over there. Chaos. But this was my idea. I'm trying to show how I get so much done in a day. And I was talking before about how I do several things at once. And I said, oh, I often watch a YouTube, or we watch TV on YouTube, so things that are on YouTube. And I often think, oh, I'm sitting there, I could be doing something else. So I often, if I'm watching something on my laptop, I'll often sit on my exercise bike and do it. So I said to you, oh, I'm going to do my live on the exercise bike. I hope the sound of the bike isn't interrupting too much. So let me know. And I was saying about anyone who watched the live where I said I would do this. I said, why not, if you've got an exercise bike, why don't you ride yours watching me? We have team exercise bike. Or you could just stand and do some exercises. Or if you're not able to stand or do exercises, at least if you're sitting, circle your ankles, point your toes up and down, flex your hands, circle your shoulders. Just something to exercise while you're watching your computers or however you're watching. And I have done a video. I haven't posted it yet. I'm doing it on my dance channel. And it's a really clever way to increase your mobility easily. Even if you're not mobile at all, again, if you can't stand up or move very well, it's perfect for you. It's like a magic trick. But if you are flexible or exercise, it's something even for you will be awesome. And you have to follow it through the way I do it. But it's basically seeing how far with ease you can reach around behind you, not stretching, just a natural reach. And then I tell you to do something. And then I tell you to reach around again, and you reach further naturally. And then I tell you to do something else. And then I say reach round again, and you reach round. And it's amazing how far you can reach. So even if you've got disabilities or movement problems, you can do it too. You don't have to stand up to do it. So have a go. When I post that, I'll let you know. Just take a sip. Always make sure you have plenty of water while you're exercising at all times. I want to start with some shout outs because I said anyone who was on my Monday live I would give a shout out to. So I'll read those first. Do check out their channels. So we have Backlash Fisherman. Backlash is one word. I can't say it. Backlash Fisherman. Backlash is one word. We have the Gaming Ham. We have Blues Self-Reliance. We have G.Quat Traditions. That's G-Q-U-A-T Traditions. We have a shout out to Twin Brook Acres. We have a shout out for Tom Girl City Squad 78. And we have a shout out for Sounds Like Life. So do check those out if you don't know them. And I also wanted to do a shout out for my good friend from Cheap and Easy Cooking, and to let you know she's got a change of channel name. I have just put it up on my community post, so if you forget the name, go and check out my community post. She is now My Mountain Home and Kitchen. So do go and check her out. She's a great channel. And one more shout out I wanted to do today. Do check out the podcast, and it's Preparedness Awareness Podcast with the Vineyard Chicks. Now, I looked it up on my podcast, which I've got the free podcast on, like I think it's Google, and I couldn't get it, whether it wasn't up or it's not on there. But I went on their channel today, on their YouTube channel, and they're actually posting them there. So if you can't get the podcast, maybe it's on one of the paid podcast places, I don't know. But if you can't get it, it seems they're putting them up on YouTube, which is great. So that's my shout out. And let's do some chat of what's been happening here. Good news, bad news. Good news, bad news. I've been selling a lot of stuff on Bazaraki. Now, Bazaraki is, I guess, a bit like eBay, but it's only in Cyprus. So it's island-wide if you're selling things. Hey, hanging with Mr. J. I'm riding my exercise bike if I look funny. I'm trying to ride my exercise bike while I'm doing my lives. Nice to see you. Yes, I'm selling stuff on Bazaraki. I've got about 92 items to make some money. And that's going pretty well. I've been doing it for quite some time. They take a long time to sell sometimes because I put up items, first of all, just before COVID hit. And most of it is dance wear, dance shoes, dance costumes. There's a few other bits and pieces on some carnival stuff because Cyprus has a big carnival every year. And as I say, that was just before COVID. And obviously things like that weren't selling because all dance schools have closed down and so on and so forth. But I left them up there. I've got the stuff. It's sitting there. Some people wait to see if you drop the price. No, they're cheap anyway, so I'm not dropping the price. So they sit there, and slowly, the stuff's starting to sell, which is fantastic. Now, they do a thing here where, I'm panting a little bit now. They do a thing here where if you want, there's like a courier type postal thing here, and you can tick a box to say if you're happy for the postal, it's like a postal service delivery, if you're happy for that. or if you only want people who can come and collect the stuff. So I didn't tick that because, you know, we live far from anywhere. So for us to take it to a depot would be time consuming and not cost effective if I'm selling stuff cheaply. So I didn't tick the box. We've had some people come here. We've had some people that have actually agreed with us to meet up somewhere. And I like to suggest Jumbo car park because I can always go Jumbo, and that's kind of as close as you can get to town. That's the nearest for us to get to for town. So we often suggest that, and people can look at the stuff. And obviously, because a lot of it is dance shoes and that kind of thing, I'm not going to take refunds. So I want the people that are buying them to try them on. So I do put in those ads that you need to try them on, because I'm not taking things back once you've paid for them. Because obviously dance wear, some people need it for something, they use it and then try and give it back to you. So that's my rule, that you need to actually agree to, you definitely want it before you buy it. Well, we've had a couple of people that have been the other side of the island, and they've said, would you use, there's 2 services postal you can use, would you do it? So the first time we didn't know how it worked, and they said, oh, we do it lots of times, and they told me how it works, what you have to do. So I was like, oh, okay. And I said, but we didn't put that because we don't want to pay on top. And they said, no, you can say the buyer pays if the buyer agrees to have it delivered. And they told me how to do it, and we did it, and it was fine. So then somebody else came along and they said, oh, would you be willing to use the postal service? So I'd written down everything that they had to tell me. So I said, yes, as long as you do X, Y, Z, and agree that you will pay it, the postage, because either side can pay the postage. So they said, yes, that's fine. All good. And then the other day, we got another one. Bit of a funny message. I should have realised at first. And they just ask funny things. But the way they ask, you assume it's a language barrier. We've got all sorts of nationalities here. Anyway, I went through, well, you need to give us your, for the postal delivery, you have to have the person's name, the person's phone number, so the delivery courier can obviously contact them if there's a problem, and they have to put which depot they want it to deliver to, because it doesn't go to their home, it goes to your nearest depot. So they came back and they gave their name and they gave the courier postal office they wanted it delivered to. So I said, but you have to pay the cost. If you're accepting, you have to pay the cost. And I said, because we don't normally use it. So that was all fine. And I said, and you haven't given your phone number? Nothing. And I thought, oh, well, people don't like to give their number, but the courier service won't take it unless they have their number to confirm things their end. So, and obviously they phone them once it's there. Anyway, it took 2 or 3 messages, and I thought, oh, I'll leave it. If she doesn't send the phone number, I'll just leave it, because I can understand that. And then suddenly the phone number popped up. I thought, oh, okay. So I put, we'll send it tomorrow. Anyway, this was a few days ago, and then Mike got a message on his phone to say that it's been delivered, so we can go and collect the money. Because what they do, they deliver it to the courier of the other end, the office, and then when they've delivered it, they phone that person, and that person comes, pays all what they have to pay, and takes the product. So they said it's been paid for, and then this end gives us the money. We go to this end and collect money. So that was all good. So Mike got a message saying the money's there, and he hasn't picked up the money yet because we don't go into town all the time. Have a drink. So yeah, he hasn't collected it yet. And then, well, I got a phone call today, and I was in the middle of lunch. And I said to my, oh, leave it. No one phones me. Barely anyone's got my phone number. They ring Mike. So he said, oh, I hope that's not a problem. But he said, no, I got the message to say the phone. It's the money's there. So anyway, I forgot about the phone call. Went on to the Bazaraki site today because I always check it if there's free items, what there's available. And I've got 7 messages from this woman. And it's all written like almost one word. Like, are you serious? And everything damaged, everything broken. These are all several messages. Everything's dirty. Seriously? And then it finishes with, oh, and the postage was €6.50. And then she put, I'm not paying it. You need to go and pay all the money and get your items back. And then she put, I'm reporting you to the site. Now on the site, there's obviously a picture of what I've got, what I'm selling, and details of it all. And it says what's used, what's second hand, what's brand new in packets, and a picture of all the items very clearly. Anyway, so I just put, well, we didn't want to post the stuff. You said you wanted it posted. You agreed to pay postage. Wasn't for me to know how much it was. And there was quite a few items. I think there was something like 8 items all together as a bundle. It's like a carnival package. And then I went onto the site and I just let them know that there's someone there obviously scamming a bit. She's suddenly saying everything's broken and damaged and dirty. The picture that's on the site is how the objects all were when they were sent from here. And so I went back to her site and I just said, well, I've just sent all your claims to the site. And obviously if you want to, you know, say anything else, don't contact me, just go directly to the site because they're aware of your claims. Anyway, in the meantime, got a message back from the site, and the site was basically saying someone always causes problems when it comes to packages. Certainly do. I'm puffing because I'm cycling. Yeah, so basically it came back, it says from the admin site, we are only kind of like an app and we're just a sort of forum for people selling on our like rules and regs, whatever. It does say that anyone who chooses to buy anything from here, it's their responsibility to actually go and view things first. And it's their choice whether they buy it or not. And obviously, if they're buying something unseen, then that's their problem, basically. So it was kind of on my side anyway, even if it had been not as seen kind of thing. So I did say, well, obviously, this woman was wanting the stuff to be sent. I didn't want to send it for this reason. And as I say, things like the dance shoes, I put, you must come and try them on because I won't do refunds. And as I say, because people sometimes want to use them once and give them back. So, yeah, that's kind of how it's left. And I just put, oh, thank you for the information. And sadly, there are scammers out there. I think it was very cheap for what it was. It was only €8. Excuse me, it was a mask like Phantom of the Opera, but it was gold. I wonder if that's why she put broken, because if you know Phantom of the Opera's like got one bit of mask and it goes round here. Do you think maybe that? But in the picture you can clearly see it. So there was that. There was another really nice, just an eye mask, but all feathers and glitter and sequins, really pretty. There was that. There was a white bowler hat. Now, I did put that had been used and it did have a slight, it's only like felt and it had a slight dent in it, but you can clearly see that in the picture. There was a brand new steel package, sealed up, like a gold, like this kind of stuff, like an ABBA wig, all like gold strands. That was brand new, sealed up. There was, I don't know what you call them, like a big hoop, but it's in pieces and you click it all together to make a skirt really stick out. And that was all brand new and sealed up. What else was in there? Oh, a violin. It was printed out, like photocopied, a picture of it, but really huge, and mounted onto wood, very thin wood. And it was about this long and quite wide. And we'd used it as a show for Sherlock Holmes. And Mike made it so you could just put under your chin, it looked like you were playing a violin. And I just put, you could use that for room decor. Now again, that was pictured with everything, so you could see the size of it. Is there anything else? That might have been it. I think that was it. No, there was a black sequin cap. What sort of cap can you say? Like soft, not like a baseball cap. It was that kind of look, but it was a sort of scrunchy looking hat, but all black sequins. Now that I could use, but you wouldn't have could tell if it was new or second hand. It was really used one time and it was in really good condition, but I could use. I think that was all. So all of that was €8. So yeah. So Mike thinks she wanted them to sell, as I say, we've got Carnival coming up end of February. Mike thinks because a lot of it was new or looked new, she wanted to sell it all and make a profit, because you would have got profit just selling one of those things. I think the glitter, I'm talking glitter, and glitter world comes right there. I think the glitter, what's it called, wig, I think that was something like €4 on its own. So, you know, all those things together. And this big feather mask was really nice. So Mike thinks she wanted to maybe sell them all on, which she would have done very well, considering it was all €8. But she's got this charge of, supposedly, we can't tell how much it cost her, but she says it was $6.50 for the postage. So adding that on, that's her profit gone. We can't see how it was $6.50. It's a courier, and they normally charge about €2. So unless she's scamming, she wants $6.50 off of us, and then she's got all that stuff for next to nothing. Who knows? But not bothered about it. Hey, good time said Jen and Steve. Hi there. I'm on an exercise bike, so that's why I'm sort of wiggling and puffing a bit now. That's really, that's really annoying. Someone does that. I thought you was going to say it's really annoying, the sound of your bike. Can you guys hear it? Can you hear it? I was on Glitterwell just before I started my live. I was on her live and I was using you because I was trying to set this magnifying screen up against the comments on Shirley's chat so I could see if I could do it. Barely hear the bike. That's good and bad, because it's good because that means I can do it again another video, and bad because I could do it again another video. There's a nice box. More than likely she tried to get for free. I'm thinking that. As I say, but although I wasn't scamming, it kind of leaves people open to scammers now unless they go and collect. We've had some stuff from there, but we've always gone. I wouldn't just say send it unless it was something that really didn't matter. The big green units, if you're a long time viewer, you would have seen the big green units we've got in one of our accommodations we rent. We got those, and they were free, and they're like really massive think like, I don't know what you call them, like cupboards, low cupboards, what you put a TV on maybe, but much longer than that. 2 of those, and they were free. And the reason they were free was the guy didn't think they would come apart, but they did. And also he was 2 floors up in a block of flats, and he said he couldn't help get them down. So, but they are awesome. I'll have to maybe put them up on a community post so you can see those. Hello, squirrel. Yes, there's a squirrel. What else have we got from there? Oh, we've got other things from there. What else have we got? Can't think top of my head. But as I say, there's a free section as well. And I look on there literally every day. I suppose some of you have got Marketplace or something like Facebook and Craigslist. I think something like that. That's what Bazaraki is. But yeah, interesting to know that it's a free-for-all basically on there now. But Mike said, right, just say to people now, if they say, can you do the postage thing, say no. And I said, yeah, you're right in a way, because now you don't know if she's going to get, say, a friend or family member to order something from my site and then make another complaint, because she said, I'll get you taken down. The only thing you get taken down for is a lot of people try and put a business or something they want a lot of money for on the free site. And you can't go on the free page, obviously, unless the item's free. But by the time someone reports them, they've had, what, 118 views or something. So they've done what they wanted to do and promote their business. Right, let me have a drink. I'll tell you what else I've got. Well, at least I can tell how long I've been on here. 27 minutes. Okay. And any of you joining me now, the reason I'm on my exercise bike is I'm trying to show you how to get so much done in a day. I do several things at the same time. Normally on my exercise bike, if I'm not watching YouTube, I'll be learning some of my languages and I'll have a book and looking at that. I don't like just exercising. I have to be doing something else to take my mind off of it. What else? I've got a video coming up. I'm just in the process of editing it, talking about how if you get not a strike, but a copyright claim using music that, you know, it did say you could use for free. Got a video coming out. Don't follow the YouTube way of how to sort it out. Follow my click, 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 sorted. So I've got a video coming out on that soon. What else have I got coming up? Let me see. My next video I'm going to post, which will be Friday on this channel. I've got another walk coming up for my friend from Inspired to Wander channel. This is walk M. So if you like it, I've got a whole playlist of walks and they're all where I live. Yeah, I've been doing lots of videos lately on gardening. I've done parts of making a weed-free garden, growing beds. I've done recently growing cucumbers, because I'm doing a series of everything you need to know in one video of each crop. Because as I was saying, I basically want to know how to do something sometimes, and you have to plough through like an hour-long video. Hang on, Mr. J says, that's why people have to be mindful of what they buy on different sites, as many times people can get scammed. For sure. As I say, silly woman, she should have gone for a high-priced item. So on my other channel, which is linked below this live, if you don't know what that is, I've just posted my vintage caravan or trailer. that I had in England. It's really tiny. Talk about tiny home. It is minute. And I've posted some of the little trips I went to in it. And we always went to CL sites. CL sites are basically when they can't have any more than 5 caravans or trailers. So there's some places I went to on that. And under that video, I've linked the inside of that van, a video I did, the inside of that trailer. So you can see that. And then next Wednesday on that channel, I'll be posting part 4 of where I read my nan's autobiography. It's her life. She was born in 1918 and she wrote little bits of stories of her life. And I've got that, so I'm sharing those in a series. So again, that's got its own playlist if you want to go back, because I just carry on reading where I got up to. You need to start at the beginning. So there's that. What else? Yes, I was saying about I sell my stuff on Bazaraki. If any of you are actually interested in, it's mostly dance wear and dance shoes and things like that, but there are other things as well. There's winter coats and things like that. If you are interested, then I do have videos of what I've got for sale on my dance channel. Look out for that. What other updates? Oh, people are saying what's happening with Ziggy. I can't say what we're doing, obviously, because you never know who's watching. We have 2 things that are happening at the moment. And obviously I don't want to alert the scammy tenants as to what we're doing. But when things are sorted, I will let you know, because I hate these sort of half-hearted tell you something but don't tell you something. But because people are asking, obviously I can't say what our action is going to be. But we sort of have it in hand. But I will tell you when the deed is done. So if anyone's interested in buying it, then it is open for sale, basically, right on the beach. 2 double bedrooms, Cyprus, if you don't know, right on the seafront. There's got a big marina right there. Every shop you could want, as in bakery, little mini markets, restaurants, little cafe, all sorts of things there. So if you're interested in that or know anybody, it is a very good price. It's priced so well for a quick sale. Oh, it's got a little courtyard garden as well, and it's got a mandarin tree and a lemon tree, and you can park on the back of the courtyard, and you've also got an allocated parking space as well. So no problem with that. Yeah, as I say, price to sell for a quick sale, because we basically want it sold now. We've had enough of having tenants now. What else? Oh, funny little story. Me and Mike were talking about, I don't know what brought it up, but remote controls when they first came out. Yes, I'm from a time before there were remote controls. And we were saying about when you first had remote controls, if any of you remember, or if you had one, they used to actually have a cable from the remote control to, say, the television. So you were connected. You couldn't go far. My mum used to think that was quite dangerous. So she didn't like the cable along. So she used to put the remote control next to the television. Because they did then start to make televisions without buttons on the television. So you had no option but to use the remote control. So she would leave it plugged in right next to the TV, defeated the object of it. But then days and times went on, and they had remote controls like they have now, not connected. So we thought, great, we could have it on the coffee table, sit on the sofa. We were children, obviously. We can sit on the sofa and have the remote control on the coffee table. And my mum would always go, oh, don't leave that there, that's untidy. And where would she put it? Next to the TV. It goes there, that's where it goes. Do really well on your bike, again, great exercise. I'm actually not chesty. I seem to have an issue now with, it's not even quite indigestion. It feels like kind of, you know, if you've swallowed, say, a hunk of bread and it's got stuck. It's kind of like that I feel there's something, sometimes it's here and sometimes it's here. And if I'm doing something like this, it kind of, I can't quite get my breath out. So there's nothing there, but it feels like a little lump thing. It's not like an internal lump. Don't worry, I haven't got anything growing, no growths or anything. But if I have coffee or something hot, when I feel this, I don't feel it all the time. If I have coffee or something hot, then it feels like indigestion. But it's not quite indigestion. In bed, I can lay on my left side, I can lay on my back, but anytime I lay on my right now, I get this sort of indigestion feel only on my right side. Does anyone know what that is? Is there a doctor in the house? I can tell you anything about the brain, but no, I don't know. So would that be a form of indigestion? I can lay on my left, I can lay on my back. But if I lay on my right, I start to get here, kind of like, maybe I have some sort of blocked tube or something. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Is anyone else actually exercising? No, I bet you're all there with your cup of tea. I don't know whether to make this a regular thing or not. Think how fit I'd be. I'm doing all right reading the comments, actually. I don't think I've missed any. So I can just see, I can see Hanging with Mr. J's and Little Worlds. So if anything comes too quick, I have to lean forward. Yeah, so I just thought this would be a good way, because I haven't been doing my physio for ages now. I need to do physio. So I thought, well, this is something at least. I can't drink though, I'm cycling. Oh dear. But yeah, thanks for sounding really well. I'm not going fast or anything, but something is better than nothing. It's just making me a little bit breathless to talk. So what are you guys doing while you're watching me? That would be really interesting. I would say 99% are sitting, and I would say, I think a few people do listen to this later and they're gardening, or quite a few tell me that they just listen later, which is why I try to always say who's commenting, what the comments are, and mention who's in. Yeah, what else have I got to share with you? I filmed today an update of my indoor garden, what I'm growing there. Because several times now things are growing now and I've planted them outside. Some are now planted in my hugelkultur beds, some are in my raised beds. Not a lot of my raised beds, mostly it's zucchinis and squash are in the raised bed, but everything else that's grown so far this year indoors, outside in the hugel beds, I've put tomatoes. I'm filming them today. They're like really decent ones, really big ones. Lettuce, oh my goodness, talk about lettuce. Anyone need some lettuce? My lettuce is a bit crazy this year. I was saying I do rosa lettuce. It's the best one to grow if you want the quickest growing lettuce. That just only have to look at the seeds and it grows. There's so much of that. And that's the one, it grows green, but then it has like a red tinge, like a red tinge. I've got some outside in, you know, the big water bottles that you have in offices upside down, water dispensers. I've got lots of those outside. Got beetroot growing in those, radish, garlic, started some broccoli, chard, because I start them all in those outside, and then they get transplanted. But I'm saying on my video, it's quite nice to actually have some of those by the back door, because I can literally grab them while we're in our winter season now. What else? I've planted some bean seeds. So I show the bean seeds, they're not coming up yet. And my new seeds that I shared on the live, coriander, I've never grown before, parsley, what else are my new seeds? Oh, basil, I'm attempting basil seeds. My chives are actually coming up, the ones that I transplanted from, I've only ever had one bunch that grew. So what I did, I pulled that all apart and I've planted it in, I think, 4 different ways, and also put seeds in each of those areas. So I've got 4 chances of either the seeds growing or at least expansion if I haven't messed up the roots of what was growing. So yeah, pretty pleased with that. That's all my growing. What else have I done? Oh, today I was out with my, what's it called? The saw. It's on batteries and it's reciprocating saw. That. It's 11 a.m. here in the States. Trying to get ready for the day. Got running listening. I've got you running listening. Oh, bless you. Really appreciate you being here. It's always lovely to see everyone. Yeah, reciprocating saw. It's battery operated. I did a video on it a little while back. Some people were saying, why didn't I get a mini chainsaw? Because it's for doing my olive trees. And several reasons. One is the price difference. 2 is with my medical conditions, there's no way I should ever have a chainsaw, even the mini ones. Thirdly, any chainsaw is going to need maintenance. You've got issues with the chain itself. You've got to do maintenance on it at least every year, minimum. Obviously, if it's not battery, then you've got that issue as well of diesel or however you're going to operate it. If it is battery operated, I've been watching a few videos of people using them. They're not going to cut through what I'm cutting through, the mini ones. They're all right for small things, but mine cuts through even trunks of the olive trees without the danger of a big chainsaw. These little mini ones, for the maintenance they need, for me, there's no purpose in them, apart from the fact I wouldn't use a chainsaw. Even the small ones can be very dangerous, especially if you're doing sort of different angles, cutting little tiny twig branches off. That's a danger, really is a danger. So if you're interested in purchasing something like that, then do take a look at what I've got. As I say, I'm doing whole trunks of olive trees and there's no danger. It's very light, easy to hold, and you've got other options with it. You can cut corners out. You can get multiple different blades, so Mike can use it for many different DIY projects as well. So each to their own, but I think they're a bit more gimmicky than mini chainsaws. And as I say, the maintenance and cost of new chains. And what I've got is so multi-purpose. You can cut stone, metal, all sorts of things. So yeah, I've been out doing that today, cutting even more. This is now cutting all the trunks that I'd cut down last year, no, year before last now, that I'd cut down, and they're ready to be cut for burning on our indoor fire. And that is our only heating. So free wood, always a good thing here. What else? I'm only going to do an hour because I think that's pretty good. What else have I been doing? Today, Wednesday is my posting day. I post on all 3 of my channels every Wednesday. And then this channel, I also post on a Friday and a Monday. So that's kind of my Wednesday. I don't get much else done, but as I say, I did do filming of going around my garden. Got about 3 little videos out of that. So during the week or next week, I'll be editing those. So I'm kind of, I say sort of a week ahead, but sometimes I literally film something and then edit it. Depends what's going on, really. Of course, I need to thank everyone for coming on and checking on me when they heard about the earthquake affected Cyprus. Too many of you to mention, which is a really fabulous thing. So many people checking up on me. And I did put a community post up straight away in case anyone had heard that Cyprus was affected by it, just to let people know. But I know a lot of people don't go on community posts. I tend to not go on channels community posts unless you're like, oh, where's their video, or haven't heard from them for a while, that kind of thing. So I know a lot of people don't go on community posts, but you need to go on mine every month. The beginning of every month, I always choose somebody to have seeds from me. I choose someone once a month, someone who's active on my channel, and I put the name up there. That's the only place you'll know if you are the recipient of free seeds. If you're a channel, I don't know if you like gardening, do let me know, because then I can include you in the possibility of free seeds at some point. So there's that. Don't think there's much else really. I want to, as soon as we get the nice weather, go and buy some fruit trees and some soft fruits that people who have given me donations, I said I'd use it to buy some fruit trees and things like that in the spring. If you want to contribute to that, please use my PayPal, which is linked below. As I've said, YouTube is kind of holding on to my money. I don't get paid monthly. I've worked out my next payment based on the figures they're saying right now. I should get paid in 80 years' time. I've only ever received one payment from YouTube because I was saying they were discriminatory against paying Cyprus. We weren't included in as a country of paying. And so they gave me one lot of money. And then since then, they've reduced my income on YouTube to €1 a month. So, yeah, that's 80. Yeah, I think it works out because that fluctuates. That goes sort of down as well. So I've kind of worked it out. The amount I need to receive another payment will be in about 80 years' time. So that's very interesting. So if you do want to contribute any time for my projects or anything else, use my PayPal. That's probably the best version out of everything you could get donations from. And if you want me to use it for something specific, then please say. I think they give you a section there, or just tell me what you'd like it for, whether you want it for my projects or for trees or whatever. So there's that really. Yeah, that's really it. I think all my updates. Talked about what I'm up to at the moment. haven't been out for a while because, as I say, we had Coptic storms and we had some rain. Yes, Cyprus does get rain. We had a couple nights of cold, so we've had the fire on. I think it's 3 nights we had the fire on. No, maybe 4 nights. 4 nights we had the fire because Mike hasn't been well. And those asking, oh, he thanks everyone for the birthday wishes. Must say that. Yeah, he wasn't well, so obviously we had the fire on. And I think it was my last live. He actually went to bed. My lives start at 5:30 at night for me. And he said, I'm going to bed. And he was fine, but he just wanted to go to bed. And so he's made a little table, a tray that he can pull out, put his laptop on in bed. And he just got cosy in there. But yeah, he's feeling much better now. I think he's over the worst. Yeah, we're just not used to cold, I think. As soon as we get a change of temperature, it's like, oh. But as quick as it comes, it goes. Might reckon today it was the start of spring. So we shall see. But the rain's good for the garden. I didn't want to be in a country where it's hot all the time. I do like our little change of season. It's quite short here. And luckily, because as soon as it's over, we're ready for our sun again. So we're getting some patio areas sorted, extra patio areas. We're doing round the pool very slowly. We've got a chill out zone, which you would have seen in past videos. We're getting the chill out zone sorted out. It is really for guests, but it's somewhere if we don't get guests, then we will use it ourselves anyway. Oh, and talking of guests, we've actually been, what's the word? Someone's approached us who's just moved to Cyprus and sent me a lovely email and wants to come and visit us or meet up and wants help with, I think, solar and that kind of thing and living off grid and gardening. So I said, oh, just wait till this bit of weather's over and then I can take him on a tour, go for a tour around our land, and can't wait to meet them. Really can't wait to meet them. So technically, that's my very first person via YouTube. I don't think they're YouTubers, but it's as close as I'm going to get right now. So someone via YouTube that I've met. So I kind of guess he's won the race, but I'm still waiting for an actual YouTuber. If he'll allow me to, I would like to do a little film with him. If he doesn't want to, that's fine too. But just to give some idea of their story of moving to Cyprus, why Cyprus for them. And maybe I could encourage them to start a channel and show you them starting up, which would be really cool. He wants us to maybe go and help them, and obviously I've got tons of seeds and trees. I could give them actual trees that are growing, so that's going to be quite good fun as well. So really looking forward to that. As I say, might film, might not. We'll see how things go. But yeah, look out for that in the future. That should be really good fun. So new friends, obviously like-minded people, always a great thing for me. They don't live too far. I think they bought land. I'm not sure entirely at the minute. They don't live too far. So yeah, maybe they'll let me film their place. I don't know. We'll have to talk. It's whatever they want. And I think that would be really good fun. So that actually is a big bit of news. I did write a few things down on my whiteboard because I thought I can't show you anything really today. So yeah, really pleased with that. I just like meeting new people all the time. And don't forget, if any of you guys want to come out here anytime, come and see the YouTube place for real. I'd really like people's opinion who sees the YouTube channel and then comes and sees it in person. That will always be interesting to be like, oh, I didn't get that was there and that was there. I have actually filmed a bit today, taking you around another area I haven't filmed so much on our land. And I have done a couple of videos where I try and go this way. The house is kind of not in the middle of the land, but you've got our driveway, you've got our house in the middle of our driveway. So the driveway goes past the house. It's about as far that way, the driveway, as it is that way, because it loops round. It doesn't anymore because we've put a fence there, but anyway, you could officially walk all the way round. So the house is kind of in the middle, and then you've got all the land here. You've got, it's probably backwards for you, but we've got the lower olive grove, the upper olive grove. You've got back here is the building where Mike's got the generator and our borehole. Down there you've got the chill out area and the accommodation. Here's the chicken coop where I keep all my stuff and one lot of the compost bins. You've got the utility block here, which is where guests have the shower and toilet. There, you've got the big bamboo there. You've got the patio that you see a lot with the stone table is here, or the swimming pool is here. Go for quiet walk this way. You've got the small apple orchard. You've got the fruit forest here with more olive trees. The olive trees are everywhere. Then you've got down to the hoogles and more compost at the end. Then the area you don't see so much up here is the fruit forest. Then there's another tier up with more olive trees, a massive carrot tree, some fig trees, and so on. So yeah, I guess to get your bearings, I have done also overhead shots and tried to point things out, but I think to see something in person, a lot of people that have seen it, I think my sister, when she came out the first time, she'd seen pictures. It wasn't on YouTube when she first came, but she said, oh, it's much bigger than it looks. But yeah, it'd just be interesting to get people's perspective of, oh, I didn't know that, or I haven't seen this area much before. And there's a couple of bits I haven't shown just because if you come, I want there to be some surprises. I did talk about one of those today as I was filming this area that I don't think I've shown lots on. And I said, oh, and here's a big tree, and this is our tree cave. And then I said, oh, but I'll save that for another time. So, yeah, it's a massive tree cave. And we do have lots of like conifers and things like that. So we've got other sorts of trees. I need to do a video really of all the different types of trees, not just fruit-bearing trees. I showed you the mandarins in my film today that I filmed. So yeah, maybe I'll put together a video of sort of bits and pieces of some of the areas you don't see so much. I think that would be quite fun. Just like, did you know this area existed? But as I say, I have done most of it before. It's just whether you've linked it all up, really. And don't forget, do go back and watch some past videos, because often I don't mind answering questions, but there's a lot of questions answered previously. Why not start at the very beginning? The very beginning is actually when we moved here and showing you, I don't show much really of the inside of my house. So the first ones show you the inside, how it was, and then little things we did to it, and changes and additions. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, they're the first few videos basically on my channel. You have to scroll all the way down to the bottom and you'll see bits on my house. And you'll also see progression I was quite interested. I actually went and watched my first year of indoor growing. Bear in mind, this is year 3 now. How much that's expanded. That's gone crazy. And I want to expand it even more next year. So, oh dear. So that's my update. And we're on 1 hour. Yay! 1 hour cycling. 1 hour. I'm done. As I say, it's more the breathing, really. It's just not, I'm out of breath for that, but it's whatever this, it's not chest. As I say, if anything, it's more indigestion, but it's not quite indigestion. So anyone who knows about that, what it could be, as I say, it's all right if I lay on my left or my back. If I lay on my right, I start getting this sort of, it's here, indigestion-y type thing. And when I'm drinking and talking to you and water, I feel sort of like, there. Well, that's my medical woe for today. Thanks for being here. Greatly appreciated so much. I love to see who pops up on my lives. And obviously, if you watch it back later, do let me know in the comments because I love to see who's here. So until next time, I've got to get off now to close the video. But until next time, as always, Muraki. I've got to, look, this is bad. This can't be edited now. Bye, guys. Bye. Bye.